So I'm heading to my grandparents now. I've been staying at a friend's for the past few days. So on Friday night, I guess, we were at a friend's birthday party. We went out in KC, and then I got a call from my mom, who lives in a different city, and told me that our grandpa had been called to the hospital. So he got taken in an ambulance, and they were running a bunch of tests on him, and my grandma was home alone. But because she has some memory issues, there's concerns about her being on her own. So fortunately, I was having a sober night, so I just jumped in my car and drove out there, and I spent like from 1 a.m. till 5 a.m. with her, and then finally convinced her to get some sleep once we knew that that Grandpa was going to be kept overnight. And then we woke up early the next morning and went to the hospital to see him. So it ended up being an inflamed gallbladder. He's actually doing really well, but he is 92 and is post-surgery now. So gonna go kind of help take care of things around the house for a few days while he recovers, and just spend some time with him, which should be nice. All right, Grandma, what's our strategy for the puzzle making? I've got you on camera here.
Get all of the end pieces first and make that first, and then we go into the rest.
Then we'll go into the rest. Okay. She's got a strategy for everything. So last year was my grandma's 90th birthday, and I missed it because I was in Australia. And I loved getting to see all the photos and hear things from the party and hear that, she was there and she was being celebrated. But that is kind of one of the hardest things about being away and traveling, is kind of missing out on those big events. So as much as this week I kind of had this idea of how I was going to spend it and what I was going to do, I really, really do feel grateful for the opportunity to just slow down and spend, 2.5 full days with my grandparents. And they've always been really good to me, so to get to help them out a little. My grandpa's recovering really well. He's getting to rest. My grandma's been in a really good mood, and it's been fun. It's been fun just slowing down and doing a puzzle with her. And I looked through some of their old scrapbooks. They've traveled quite a bit once my grandpa retired, and they have scrapbooks of everything. My grandma documents everything. She writes down, what they ate for dinner and how much it cost and what city they were in. And it's very funny to see like the meticulousness of her records. But it was really cool getting to go through that with them and see how much they valued those experiences. And my grandma, she repeats a lot of the same stories because she doesn't remember when she's told you something or not. So she told me this about 8 different times, so I know she means it and had it in her mind, but she just kept telling me how too many people wait too long to do the things that they want to do in their life, and then they're not able to do it. So she was like, you just keep doing what you're doing, keep doing it while you're young, have fun. And it meant a lot to hear that from her, because, I had just missed her 90th birthday and I felt a little bit guilty about it. So I was happy to hear that she was excited by what I was doing, but I was also just surprised to hear that from them, because my grandpa and my grandma are both pretty traditional. They're very, very Catholic. My grandpa was like a company man and was like very much business oriented, and he saved up a lot for retirement, and he raised 4 kids and he raised them in the church, and he was quite strict. And I think because of that, I had this mindset that is kind of maybe what they would have expected from their grandkids. And one thing that I've been very, very pleasantly surprised with them is that they haven't had any of those expectations for me. They've been proud of me in the moments that I've gone and done my engineering work, but they've been equally so, or even more so, when I've gone off the beaten path and done these wilder, excursions. So it felt nice to get that reassurance from them, and it felt really nice to just get to be with them for for a couple of days and spend that time with them. You know, they're 90 and 92 and they're doing really well, but you're not guaranteed any time. So I just feel grateful to be here with them now and to get to do this. And hopefully it's not boring you all to tears, but it's my life right now, and that's the whole point of this vlog, is to kind of show what's going on. So these are the slower moments in Kansas City, and I'm enjoying it. So. Left to go on a little run. Watched Jeopardy. Grandpa took a nap a few times, but he's doing well, which is great. Grandma's doing well, all things considered. Got a little bit of work done, and now out for a run before making dinner for them. So we'll see how that goes. And then I think it's time to break out a new puzzle. I know, very exciting first to go at this.
Beep on my hearing aid, so I'm gonna have to change the battery here. Start 'em out.
Out away!
So this is the second night at my grandparents' house. My mom will be getting back in town tomorrow to watch them, but they're doing really well and recovering well. So I'm gonna be leaving tomorrow to get back to my regular work schedule. And then I am heading to Springfield on Friday. So originally when I was picturing recording for this week, the plan was to do my preparation for a photo shoot kind of thing that I have going on Friday. But given kind of how this week turned out, it became less about kind of what I'm eating this week and how I'm working out and blah, 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 blah. And it's been more of just doing things with them. So that's fine. And hopefully also get better at knowing what to say, how to say it, and how to make a more interesting story. But I'm also trying to, like, you know, show the real stuff. So I don't know. I don't know the right balance yet. I think it's going to constantly be a thing where I'm playing around with what that looks like. But hopefully it hasn't been too boring. And I think the next stuff should be more entertaining. So today is Thursday. I left my grandparents just a little bit ago. Got back at my friend's place here to do a little work and watch their dog while they're away because he's sick. Hilarious, crazy, but can't be in his kennel. So I'm watching the dog today while getting some work done. The photo shoot that I'm hoping to do is tomorrow. So later this evening, once my friends get home, I'll head to the gym and just work out kind of as much as I can and eat what I can to try to look how I want to for tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, I just finished up the photo shoot in Rogersville. Things went well. Adam was great. Really happy with how some of the stuff turned out. We kind of looked through the photos afterwards, and there's some good ones, plenty of bad ones, but a few good ones. So happy with how it turned out overall. I was kind of toxic today and did not end up eating other than breakfast at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it is now, I'm holding my phone. It is like getting close to 8 o'clock. So I am going to head into Chipotle to eat. I'm very excited for that. And then I'm going to head to my parents' house in Springfield, stay there for the weekend for Father's Day. There are other plans in the works right now to wrap up this week's, but I'm gonna wait to talk about that until I have a better idea. So that's the end of the week 1 video. The start of week 2 will pick up where I left off, and it'll be the rest of my time in Springfield and packing the van and getting ready to come back to Kansas City and eventually head to Denver, which is where I will be going next. So if you would like to continue to watch this, I hope that it gets better as I go on. I hope that it is at least mildly entertaining as is, and I kind of hope that these videos are at its worst possible state right now. But thank you so much for watching. If you have any sort of constructive feedback or anything that you're interested in seeing in particular, please let me know, like down in the comments. I am a tiny nothing channel at the moment, so I will happily respond to anything that's in there. And I'm just kind of excited to keep moving forward with my life and see how things are gonna play out. Right now, I'm waiting for a visa to potentially go back to Australia. I'm looking into some other career changes. I'm also traveling quite a bit, living out of a van, doing a lot of dog sitting, and spending time with friends and family that I haven't seen in a long time. So I think this whole process of where I'm at and where I'm trying to go will be just moderately interesting or entertaining to watch, I hope. And I hope you've enjoyed my first attempt at it. Sorry, I'm gonna try to do a better job of rambling less in the future, but I'm not very used to being on camera, so just trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out how to use the new equipment that I've got, try to figure out my new phone, and go from there. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you all next week.